Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk. Get this. Oleksandr Usyk breaks silence in the midst of these stalled negotiations, and he had this to say. He says, quote, "I need this fight, and I think he needs it too." Oleksandr Usyk insists that his fight with Tyson Fury must go ahead, as the Ukrainian claims that he is not afraid of the Brit and he looks to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion in 2 decades. Okay? Oleksandr Usyk has insisted that he needs to fight Tyson Fury as negotiations for the class continue over a unification fight. Usyk and Fury hold all 4 major belts. Of course, we know that between them, and they are currently planning an undisputed clash that could take place in late April at Wembley Stadium. The Ukrainian has developed a reputation for being a master boxer, and his speed and movement has allowed him to beat guys like Derek Chisora and Anthony Joshua twice. And he said this, he said, "I need this fight, and that's it," Usyk told Gary Neville on Sky Sports Overlap. He said, "I think Fury needs it too. This fight is very important for both of us. All 4 belts haven't been held by one person, so both of us need this fight." He continues. He says, "If a person is bigger than me, it doesn't mean they're stronger than me. If they have longer arms, it doesn't mean they will have the advantage." Usyk has been vocal in his support for the Ukraine, of course, since last year's invasion, and spoke passionately about boxing for his compatriots. He said, "I'm boxing for everyone who is defending our country right now," he said, "and in the memory of those warriors who are no longer with us." Okay. He said also, "For all those who want to be free and who stood up for their country against those who came to conquer us." Those are the words of Oleksandr Usyk, and let me counterpunch. First off, if Usyk states that he needs this fight, okay, he must fight Tyson Fury for these belts. It's for his country. He says he's stronger. He says he has the advantage. Well, I think he needs to get with Alex Usyk now and strike a deal. Okay? He needs to strike a deal with Tyson Fury, because the ego of Tyson Fury is not going to allow Usyk 50-50. It's not going to happen. And mind you, obviously, it's more important to Usyk, okay, than it is Tyson. So Oleksandr Usyk is right and wrong, okay? I don't think it's as important to Tyson Fury at all. I think, Tyson is not really worried about this fight. I think he is actually relieved that Oleksandr Usyk is still constant with the 50-50. If he wants to fight and beat Tyson Fury, he needs to come down to at least 40-60. Okay? They need to make some type of leeway that's suitable enough for these promoters to get these documents signed, for both guys to sign to fight in Wembley, to see who's the best fighter pound for pound, or the best heavyweight around. Okay? And mind you this, okay? Keep in mind that Oleksandr Usyk, knowing what we know about Usyk, he needs to act now, okay? Because if he doesn't, it'll just be another way that Tyson Fury can slide or duck or swerve or whatever you want to call it, and say it's too late, like he did the last person that he called out or supposedly wanted to fight, and that fight didn't happen. And we all know who that is, right? So, that has to happen before anything takes place. But if he's fighting for country, he's fighting for freedom, he's fighting for his country, he's fighting for the people that fail, he's fighting for that, he needs to come off of anything that involves a split. Sure, the split has to be not in his favor. And mind you this, if it's any consolation to Usyk received the paycheck that he received through the Anthony Joshua fight. Tyson Fury nor Deontay Wilder has had that luxury to get $65 million at one fight. None of them have. Period. Maybe 2 or 3 fights. Sure, their whole saga could equal up to the money that he made on one night. Okay? So that's something that Tyson Fury will never know. So he already got his just due. And it's also something that Tyson Fury will never make. Okay, the only way Tyson Fury gets that money is he fights Anthony Joshua. That's if Anthony Joshua can overcome his hurdles and get back in the winning column. You know, because I think the only fight bigger than Usyk Joshua at this point of time would then be Fury Joshua. Okay, but none of those fights have happened yet. Okay, so I think this is a time, because it sounds like it sounds like a plea. It shows us that Oleksandr Usyk wants this fight. It shows us that Oleksandr Usyk wants this fight more than Tyson Fury does. You know what I mean? You see the urgency. So if we see urgency and we know and we hear Oleksandr Usyk speak, he needs to make something happen to make this fight happen before it slips out of his hands. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Oleksandr Usyk breaking silence. He needs this fight. He needs to be undisputed. He needs this for his country. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.